Big news, guys! XRP versus Bitcoin. Check this out. They're actually holding it, and it's right now pumping as well. Look at this, look at this, look at this. So they're actually holding above this level. That's diabolical, isn't it? And I looked at the 4 hourly, the 12 hourly, and the daily time frames, guys. We got bullish divergences galore. We got bullish divergences, abundance of them, an abundance of them. Okay, so listen, they hold above 2260 satoshis. Okay, XRP will pump now, and hopefully it snowballs into something much greater, right? So thus far they're actually holding it above. That's diabolical, guys, right? And again, just if we could just get a little bit of a push, right? Ripple, somebody call Ripple. If XRP versus USD, this chart gets a little bit of a push, while Bitcoin is just chilling, guys, it's gonna have a snowball effect on this chart to finally have momentum to push it even greater, because the higher time frames will be confirmed, right? And it's all bullish. It's all bullish in my opinion. Now, as of right now, that is. Okay, now this is a weird signal, guys. I do want to bring this forth because I actually talked about this, I think, a year ago or something. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did say cryptos or the collapse will not happen until this game comes out. Until this game comes out. I'm not kidding, guys. This is one of those weird signals, and we're not at that collapse point yet. Okay, we're not at the collapse point. Why? Because Rockstar Games tweeted out this new game called GTA 6 supposedly is now set to release on May 26th, 2026. Now this is one of the the most anticipated games out there in forever, guys, right? It's like a really popular game that everyone's waiting on supposedly. Now just listen very carefully. The reason why cryptos and stocks won't collapse before this point, I think, in my humble opinion, this idea I have for like a year now, for a while I would say, is because they will want to have as many people buying this game as possible. So imagine if the economy collapsed. Do you think people will be going out of their way to buy a game? Most likely they would, because everyone's just waiting for this game, but they wouldn't get as much profits as if they release it before the collapse, right? Then the collapse happens and it just starts again. This is like a weird signal, guys. I'll throw it out there, right? It is. But in my honesty, I do believe the collapse happens after this game is probably released. So it happens after the state supposedly. I think. I don't know. That's just my theory. Now, we got a bunch of bullish stats coming in, guys, and as we see, Justin, North Carolina Senate passes bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? Then Senator Cynthia says President Trump supports her bill to purchase 1 million Bitcoin. What is this? Guys, Bitcoin is not playing around, by the way. If they actually come out with purchasing 1 million Bitcoin, obviously it has to be over the counter, and it's going to be on the open markets. The supply on these exchanges will shrink. What is this, right? And we're literally going to go to the moon if that's 100% the case. So let's listen to this, and we're going to figure out the price target if this actually came into fruition.
Particularly pleased with President Trump's support of my Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Initiative, which will address our national debt while securing America's position as the global leader in financial innovation.
Oh wow, President Trump supports this idea as well. Listen to that. Interesting.
As Bitcoin comes into more usage, its use makes the whole system more secure, more robust, and more capable of serving our needs all over the world. We should be the global leader with this fantastic new ledger-based asset that is in a digital format that is going to be transformative of everyday economy and puts the everyday American, in fact, the everyday worker all over the world, in control of their own money. What a wonderful blessing for hardworking people all over the world to have this great new technology and to have America lead the way in implementing this wonderful, wonderful innovation.
Yeah, but you guys need to hurry up. That's the thing, right? But listen to this. These quote-unquote high price targets aren't too insane to think about. Why? Bullish. Bitcoin price forecasts for 2025 range from $122,000 to $700,000, according to major banks, investors, and funds. Most estimates between 200,000 and 250K, while BlackRock is forecasting or predicting 700K target, assuming 2 to 5% of institutional portfolio allocation to Bitcoin. Wait a minute, what is this? we knew it. We knew it. Before the collapse, Bitcoin's probably heading near to $1 million. Like 500, 700, $1 million, guys. It has to be one of those crazier prices, right? And this comes from BlackRock. They're saying 2 to 5% of institutional allocation, right? So if we just get 2 to 5% of their portfolio injected into buying Bitcoin, yeah, easy 700K per Bitcoin is achievable. We got Standard Chartered 200K, 225K, and a few other price forecasts right here. 250K is a popular one, supposedly 500K here, in the 100K region, guys, right? And the core thesis for these for a high price Bitcoin is macro hedged institutional flows, halving cycle plus regulatory clarity, liquidity boom, demand shock, interesting, technical rally, sentiment index, fascinating. Now talking about, we shouldn't screw this up, even though I already did this. I screwed up this whole full-blown bull cycle, guys. Well, here comes from Raoul Pal. He says, professional advice, do not screw this up. Why? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys. I'm sick to my stomach.
The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. Calmly clear to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hat, don't just control your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it. Be careful, don't get FOMO, do all the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction. So that's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, that's 35% drop, and you'll all say it's over. You'll definitely be sure it's over. Everyone on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer.
So he's basically saying, there's a parabola that formed, guys, right? And this is, and right here, this, the right chart on his screen is the current cycle right now. There's a parabola that forms, and the battle of midway is currently taking place. After we successfully cross this bridge is when the banana zone occurs, guys, right? And that's where everything goes full blown bananas. And that's why you shouldn't screw this up. He's saying, hey, could be the case because if we follow, this is the stock markets, right? And remember, cryptos follow the stock market. Stock market goes up, cryptos follow it. XRP follows Bitcoin, which Bitcoin follows S&P, and then Dow Jones. So if the stock market is going higher, Bitcoin will follow. Here shows S&P 500 from March 1996 to January 2001, and the correlation to today, right? It's a 97% correlation, guys, which is what basically follows it to a T. Now, the black line from in the past, from back then, guys, and this fractal is basically pointing towards the S&P going to climb a wall of worry, right? And that's probably going to be some type of top before the collapse occurs or something like that, guys. If it does follow this fractal, that's what it's suggesting. Now, could it be, right? Liquidity has shown that we are going to go higher as well. And this comes from Arthur Hayes. Look what he says.
We could see that 2026 to 2027 is absolute bananas. Well, everyone's just like,
pumping.
Oh my God, they're just like, they're going to do everything. They do everything QE and supplemental leverage ratio and Trivy buybacks and like yield curve control. It's all on because everybody's on side with Trump. And then we'll extrapolate a change and that's too large, and then we correct.
Yeah. And that's the time that you guys want to be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one thing that we have to do, guys. Literally just survive, right? Can we do that? I don't know. It's getting tough out there. But from tech dev, gold goes parabolic. Liquidity breaks out flows to Bitcoin, then the rotation from gold sends Bitcoin parabolic, not an original story. This is interesting because gold, when it broke out before, guys, right, the money supposedly went from gold into Bitcoin. Look at this. Gold topped, Bitcoin started moving then, right? When gold went sideways, Bitcoin started going parabolic. The global liquidity started to fasten its seatbelt as well, right? Is gold topping right now? And if it is, the money will then trickle into Bitcoin, which will send it to the moon and literally beyond, right? So we'll see what happens, guys. Binance founder CZ just said many countries are buying Bitcoin for their reserves, right? Countries are forced to buy Bitcoin.
With the U.S., with one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin now, or making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be.
Oh, exactly, guys. Right? It's like a domino effect. Look, they're proposing a bill of buying 1 million Bitcoin. When that goes through and America starts going on that path, what happens to every other country and nation? They're gonna get scared, right? FOMO will build up, and imagine money printing at that point in time. Interest rates very low, if to none. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy coming year, guys. I feel like, but though at the same time, I do feel like there's a black swan gonna appear soon.
So yes.
Before that huge move takes place, because they want you and I out. They don't want us to profit, basically.
So I think we're talking with many countries advising them how to set up the crypto strategic reserve, and also like if you're very simple stuff or very basic fundamental stuff like what wallet solutions do you use? Do you use a professional custody solution, or do you use your own cold wallets? Do you have enough expertise to build that kind of infrastructure, etc.? So for most countries, when they start with this, most countries starting are not as big as US, right? US have like 200,000 bitcoins or something. For most other countries, when they have a much smaller amount, we actually just recommend them to use a professional custody solution that's multi-sig, right? So no single person can move the money. When they build up to a certain large amount, then they should move to their own cold storage solution. So this topic discussion.
Don't worry, Ripple services, custody services got them when they need it. So yeah, there's a truth, guys. In my opinion, right now, XRP is actually looking amazing. Look at this, holding above our level, guys. Who even called it? Only we did, right? We're in the know. That's why. But again, Bitcoin just needs to relax and not dump. If it could just relax, cool, just chill around, and then money will flow into XRP, it should give us that move higher, guys, right? But I think in tomorrow's video, I want to talk about that overall path cryptos will take in order for us to reach up 700K per Bitcoin. BlackRock is stating. We'll see. Things are looking good in my opinion, and they're bullish. Are you? We'll find out soon. Now, financial advice. What is that? Sophie's amazingness. See ya.